Now we're going to have a dance performance by Bhavna from National Association of the Blind. Bhavna is visually impaired, and she's going to show us her moves. Is this Bhavna? Okay, so she's coming. Meanwhile, if you have any questions from the panelists, please feel free. Yes, sir.
I was the person who introduced the foot braille. Those are known as tactiles to the India. Nobody was knowing about it. After several years convincing of those tactiles, they have been put only at the DMRC premises. Why these are not? Even the day-to-day life, they are the very compulsory things, and nobody's caring about it. Even very laughing part in Delhi itself, the town, how kind of town planning is being done. Some of foot braille has been put in the footpath area, and they are directing towards the open manhole.
Yeah, so
I have a question.
Basically, I said,
Still, they are nothing has been done.
Right, sir.
yeah, so I will actually start with what I am looking after at Wipro. So basically, I'll tell you, in all our facilities which are newly being built, definitely have all the things which are required to be inclusive, all inclusive. That includes tactile as well.
Yeah.
Right from starting of the campus, entering to the campus, using various amenities, coming to the workplace, and going out of the campus. And even if in case some transport facility is required, there is some special gadget which is required, if there is some modification which is required to be done for the workstation, all those things are actually factored in. But yes, this is also being done for our projects which are getting refurbed and renovated. But I totally agree with you. There is something little bit what we have done. There is lot which needs to be done. That is concerned to my company. But yes, you are actually speaking in general for the government bodies and all across. You gave a very good example of DMRC. Definitely, it is very useful thing which is there. The tactiles on the platform, which is very useful, and the other guardrails which are there. In fact, the dual doors which are there in the metro on the platform, these all are very useful things. They are actually required, and there is lot which has to be done by the government all across. So, but yes, there are limitations, and there is lot of things which needs to be done. I exactly don't know how actually I as a person can contribute to that, but yes, the place where I work, definitely I am contributing the part, and we all take all forums and all opportunities to put this across to our management.
So I have a question about the planning and so on. We have a situation in India where the private sector is definitely leading, like yourselves in Wipro and many other companies. And we're seeing that this capacity building is such a huge issue. Talking about from the bottom upwards. Now here all us intellectuals, well-educated people, advocates, highly motivated persons with interests in this matter. The discussion at this level is like a talking shop. We're talking to each other, preaching to the converted. But what is happening in local government is complete ignorance. They're not interested. They've had so now 30 years, coming up to 30 years now. We've had laws which have said that all the buildings need to be accessible. And now we're in a situation where town planning officers are rubber stamping building after building after building. I've seen I come from Gujarat, and in Vadodara, the city has almost doubled in 30 years. Every single new building is inaccessible. And in fact, it's even getting worse at the moment. So where is the accountability? I'm just asking from the panel here, who do we expect to pay attention to the rights of persons with disability? Who do we expect to listen to the non-negotiables? Who's going to listen to it? The local government? Not a chance. They don't even know what these things are. These gazettes come out and so on and so on. they go into the filing cabinet or whatever, and nothing ever happens. But what is happening, I have seen more and more with the younger generation, with the startups and companies like yourself, Wipro, is from that end, things are actually happening because people are taking real responsibility. How are we going to transfer that culture of responsibility and advocacy and so on into the local government so that we can have accessible schools where they could be used for emergency evacuation and for assembly of people who are in a difficult situation? Because all these schools, all these buildings most of them are still being constructed today, or even if they're being renovated, they're not being done in a correct way. So this is a question, a really, really critical question, is how do we get this the sense of responsibility back into the government, because we can't expect the government to solve all our problems.
Yeah, so Peter, I can just wrap up with that particular note of yours. You know about the fire norms. Every new building that comes up have to comply with the fire norms. Similarly, we are pushing it that every building that comes up, the new buildings which are coming up, have to comply with the accessibility norms. So there will be completion certificate only given when a building complies with that particular compliance of accessibility non-negotiable standards. I know you're nodding your head because it is not happening in the past, but it will happen now, because after the Supreme Court order which came last year, things have moved in a different direction altogether. And very soon we are going to have a gazette on public buildings, transportation, products and services added, which was not there earlier, and transportation ecosystem. Ecosystem is looking at the built environment and also the transportation vehicles. And the final is on the ICT, information communication technology. So this gazette is going to be coming out very soon within this year. And hopefully, we are looking at that the compliance happens if somebody doesn't get a completion certificate in terms of accessibility compliance, so they cannot occupy the building. That means there will be no sewage connection, no electricity, no water supply. So this is how tight we are trying to do it. And I'm hopeful with the help of the government, with the current government, we'll be able to push it in a big way. So let's hope for the best. Yes, thank you.
And I think, to quote David Baines here at this point, what we just saw was the creative conflict we need to get to those solutions. We're not going to agree on everything. And I think on that note, if you could please join me in thanking the panel again. And you can do yourself a favor that if you are able to, please stand up. Go for a stretch, because we're going to move the stage now for a fantastic dance performance. And I think dance performance always works best if you're standing and moving as well. So if you can, stand up. This is the right time. We are in the country of Ayurveda. We're in the country of yoga. Start moving, start stretching, move those legs, but stay in the room. When I say move those legs back and forth, up and down, unbutton the suit jacket, get moving, exactly. We've been sitting for quite a while, and we'll be enjoying a wonderful dance performance right away. And me and Sangeeta are already very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to stretch and dance too, straighten my back and do a little bit of waltz and rhythm and wake up everybody. We are at the end of the conference. It was really delightful, insightful, and we have come to the close of day one now.
Almost.
Almost. We are waiting for this exciting dance performance.
Dance
after
performance,
that-
and then we'll be wrapping up day one.
Yes.
What are we going to be seeing?
Please give a big hand to Bhavna. Shall we ask her for a few lines, for a few words or performance? No. All right, Bhavna, we are waiting for your performance.
नाम जमे पाल की बात सबे परेशान धना मेरो नाम झूमे पहाड़ की बात जादू देखी मेरी माया का सबे परेशान कासे की थाई माबल चांद को सिका मैं तेरी रानी तू मेरो गोएगा पटकी नो घगरी नो बार पैरों में पेरी पैर फैशन करूं इतगे उतगे फिरों में नो पटकी नो घगरी नो बार पैरों में पैर पैर फैशन करूं इतगे उतगे फिरों में ओ धना मेरो नाम धना मेरो नाम धना मेरो नाम जो मैं पहाड़ों की बात जादू देखी मेरी माया का सबे परेशान धना मेरो नाम झूमे पहाड़ों की बात जादू देखी मेरी माया का सबे परेशान
Sangeeta, anything we do after now is just going to be uncomparable to what we just saw.
All right.
I think a wonderful end to day one of the Zero Project India conference. And I could tell that it was banger. You know why? Because our sign language interpreter was singing along as well. She knew the song. Which leads me to our sign language interpreters for today. Could we give them a very, very warm round of applause? So I'll have to ask her for the lyrics later. Maybe I'll learn. I think also there might be someone missing on stage we would like to bring on, right?
So
I think we need Mira on stage to end day one. So let's bring Mira Shenoy on stage. And while Mira comes on stage,
Yes.
Sangeeta, do you want to share your personal impressions
that's-
for today?
yeah. So Meera ma'am, a few words from you, and something on how the day shaped up.
Yeah.
We'd love to know your thoughts on that, and then we'll wrap up day one. Day two is still not over, so we expect everybody to be back there tomorrow for day two, which is going to be even more insightful and exciting. We'll be starting in the morning, so I don't think you'll feel the lethargy you felt today because it was after lunch.
Yes.
Yes. So morning energy is going to be really good tomorrow, and I ask everybody to be back tomorrow. Meanwhile, ma'am, a few words from you.
I think it was a super panels, very high level discussion, lot of energy because of the discussions. I think tomorrow, the first thing in the morning, you all should go down and see the exhibition, the photo exhibition. That's important. It's closed today because it's 7 o'clock already. But go and see also the exhibitors. That's again exciting because there's some wonderful products over there. And today, Robin, it was such a beautiful ending. You know, all of us tapping our toes. What do you think?
Absolutely. And as I said, anything I say after now will not do justice to, I think, the wonderful cultural end we had. But if you allow me, just in my own words and, in consultation with Sangeeta, recapping so much what we heard today, something that really stuck with me was Viksit Bharat. So 2047, what will India look like at 100 years? Because we talk about technical things and technologies and AI, but the big picture, what will India look like at 100 years? There's the energy there from the organizations in India, including yours, to really make sure that there's a pathway to, and I took notes here, so I'm going to consult with them, pathways to shared prosperity. And also an interesting statistic that stuck with me from Tanya Chatterjee, we're currently missing out from 4 to 7% of the GDP.
Yeah.
4 to 7%.
That's the ILO statistic.
That's not pocket change.
Yeah.
So having companies such as TVS Motors, who implemented the first woman-led assembly line, shows that it can be done and it is being done. So then thinking what will India look like at 100, I think we saw some really fantastic examples that are leading the way. There's a lot of work to be done. Coming back to David Bain's and creative conflict, we won't always be in agreement, and that's good. We need that friction, because with an airplane, the only way it takes off is with friction. It's with wind, it's with resistance. So there's resistance, but I think what today showed that even with resistance, we're able to use that resistance for our cause, which is a world with zero barriers, and that is, I think, what we saw today, and that's what I'm personally very excited to hear more about from tomorrow. So, as Mir mentioned, please do look at the photo exhibition. Perhaps the first thing you come in 30 minutes earlier than you would tomorrow, and look at the photo exhibition in the second floor. I'm sure you'll really appreciate the unique perspective that persons with disabilities bring, and we heard and saw that today as well. So again, ladies and gentlemen, give yourself a round of applause for being here at the end of day one, and see you all tomorrow.
We also request everybody to come tomorrow, for tomorrow's session is even more powerful. There are more sessions, and it's really going to be a learning experience for all of you. I personally have gone through the agenda, and I'm working on the script, and I promise you that you will go back home with a lot of information and knowledge. Personally, as a person with disability, for me, this kind of a conference has an emotional connect, because after spending half my life, when I see how the world is moving, I feel it's now moving faster towards inclusion, and that makes me so hopeful that maybe before I die, I'm going to see the world so inclusive, specifically India, right from the grassroots level. So, and I must thank Meera ma'am for giving me this opportunity and for creating such a beautiful and very smooth conference. It just flows like our Ganges.
Thank both of you.
Okay.
Come to the conference.
He's asking us just there. Ma'am is asking us for a picture.
Robin, stand there.
The disability inclusion ladies, please. I don't want to take...
Please give a big hand to us.